So I just saw a picture that literally blew my mind. And it's something that I knew, but it wasn't something that I knew. So any question that I had has been completely changed, right? It shows me my focus has been in the wrong place for a very long time. And I just want to share with you because I want you to be working on the right things. I want you to be working on the right places so that your time and your effort, as limited as it may be, is going to be focused on the right things. So for example, you might be working a 9-to-5 job. You might be working a job totally, and you may have very limited time to be able to work on anything on the side, especially if it comes to like a blog or with affiliate marketing or anything like that. But this right here is going to help you and show you that what you're working on is worth the time and effort. It's worth the time and effort. In fact, let's go ahead and just jump right into the picture. So this is the picture right here. I was, on YouTube and just doing my thing. You fall into the YouTube rabbit hole, and then you fall into one of these graph videos that shows you over time just how, big something is, or how much traffic, or how much money, or how much whatever, a certain industry is getting. And in this one right here, it was showing us how many visits per month that a lot of these social media platforms are doing and what they're getting with it. And it started over time. It used to be like, you can look here down at the bottom. It used to be like Yahoo and a couple of other ones that I can't really think of right now. But regardless, there's a lot of people everywhere using the internet. A lot of people. We're talking about in the billions of people who are using these platforms. And a lot of people are growing on Instagram. They're growing on Facebook. They're trying to grow their Twitters. I'm even trying to grow my Twitter, that you can check out right there. But I'm just trying to make the most out of the amount of time that I have so I can do other things with that time. And this right here blew my mind. So you can look at number one. It's Google. But look how big it is. Like, by far, Google is the biggest traffic source on the planet. And that's what I meant by earlier when I said that I knew this, but I didn't know it, right? I didn't realize it was this big of a difference. So you look at this, that's 85 billion monthly visits per month, which is insane, right? And the next biggest one is YouTube. Now, I knew that Google and YouTube were the biggest traffic sources, number one and number two, but I didn't realize it was by this big a margin. So if you add up 85 billion and 35 billion, you get like about 120 billion. So the number one and two biggest traffic sources on the planet, mind you, of all the internet, anytime someone's using the internet, is 120 billion is Google and YouTube. And it's not even close, because if you take Facebook, you see it's at 17 billion. 17 billion. That's like 7 times less than what Google, Alphabet, YouTube, whatever you want to call them, gets on a monthly basis. And here's the cool part about it. People are making millions on Facebook. People are making millions on Twitter and Instagram and all of these different places. Yet with all of that, there's just bigger and more opportunity in Google and in YouTube. So this tells me right here, I need to take all my time and effort and do what I can to get better with SEO, to get better with affiliate marketing, driving traffic to affiliate offers, to my own products that are going to make me more money. And the best places to do that, by far, is Google and YouTube. Now, we're talking billions, right? We're talking billions with a B, because I want you to really understand what that means, all right? So check out this picture right here that I wanted to show you, because it shows the difference between a million and a billion, right? Because there's a big difference there. So $1 million is compared to, this is probably your average guy who might be, maybe 6 foot tall, 5'11", whatever. And that's $1 million in front of him. But look at the billion, right? The billion is ridiculous. And if you want to see the trillion, it's even crazier, right? With how big these numbers actually get. But we're just going to concentrate on the billion right now. Look at this billion. Now multiply this by 120 individual, visits that Google and YouTube are getting on a monthly basis. It's not even close. Not even close. When we look at these other places like Wikipedia, Yandu, even got the hub on here, right? Even Reddit, Amazon, not even close with the amount of traffic that Google and YouTube get. So what does this tell us? What does that tell me? What do I think you need to do with this information? I understand, I get it. Working a 9 to 5 is just the way that, we're wired. I used to always say, especially with my son going to school, it's like you're just kind of training people or you're training kids to go somewhere for 8 hours a day where they just, they can't, where they don't want to be, right? Usually, you're just training them so that once they get into the working world, they'll go somewhere for 8 hours a day where they don't want to be. Which is why what we do is kind of weird. Us entrepreneurs, us people who are thinking bigger, who are not built for that 9 to 5 life. This is why I do it, because being able to put the right amount of effort into the right place is going to be paramount in making sure that you turn nothing into something and being able to really, blow up your business just by focusing on certain specific things, such as Google and YouTube SEO. Search engine optimization is not going anywhere. And, even speaking about AI, if you really want to talk about it, AI is not going to affect this, right? And if it does, it's going to be years and years and years down the line. Because you know how hard it is to break people's habits? And if you have over 120 billion people using Google and YouTube, that's not going to stop tomorrow. So Google is not worried about what's going on with Facebook and Twitter's little, pissing match that they happen to have right now with Threads and Twitter, right? They don't care what's going on with that. In fact, they're laughing because I don't know if you heard the story where Twitter broke everything in terms of their SEO because they were just trying to stop, AI from scraping them. Google's not worried about that. They just okay, you don't want to turn your stuff off. We're just going to take you off the platform. And it was one of the biggest SEO blunders ever. All right. And it's because Google is king. Content is king. YouTube is queen, I guess you can call it, right? It's just right there. So what you should do with this information is you need to learn SEO as fast as possible because it just works. It's the best place to find the most amount of people. Now, you might also look at this and think, why do I want to jump into a pool of that many people when I can dominate somewhere, lower down? That's a fair argument. Getting onto these social media platforms, especially when they're first getting started, is a big deal, right? When TikTok first got started, people were making a lot of, money on there. People are making a lot of money on there now, but they're making a lot more money on there then because there was just no one else there. But in my opinion, the more competition, the better, because that lets you know that you're in the right place. And if, everyone who uses the internet is using Google and YouTube, that's where we need to be. That's why this YouTube video exists. And that's why I help people do this exact same thing within oneblogaway.co. Now, we mentioned AI also in this video. So if you really want to learn how to marry SEO and affiliate marketing and put it all together with the use of artificial intelligence, I want you to go check out the video right there where I go into full detail exactly how I'm using and leveraging AI to make a full-time income online with my blogs.